everyone, it's Hailey, and today I'm going to be talking about some books that you guys should bring with you on vacation. So one of my major struggles whenever I go on vacation is I end up bringing so many books because I never know what reading mood I'm gonna be in. Like, what if I want something sad? What if I want a really long, big book, a fantasy? I just don't know because my mood changes like that. But I have some books here that I think are going to cover all the bases except for fantasy, because I personally, when I think of vacation, and specifically summer vacation, I gravitate toward things that are more fun and contemporary, just realistic, easy, mindless beach reads, essentially. Let's just get right into it. So first up is a recent read of mine, and that is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. So this is actually an adult romance, so beware, there is some sexual content in it. The rest of this list is YA and will be more appropriate if you're a bit younger, but this book is just perfect for vacation because the characters are actually going on a vacation. So it follows Olive and Ethan, and they are enemies, so it's an enemies to lovers story, and Olive's twin sister just married Ethan's brother, and her twin sister is super lucky, so she has won so many contests. Meanwhile, Olive has really bad luck, but for once the tides have turned. So after a bit of an incident at their wedding, Ethan and Olive actually have to go on the honeymoon that was meant for Olive's sister and Ethan's brother. So in order to take this honeymoon, they have to pretend that they are newlyweds, and that's kind of hard since they don't really like each other, but they both want to enjoy life on the beach in Maui, just relaxing, so they decide to put up with it, and you're left with this really cute, kind of slow burn, but it moves pretty quickly, romance that is set against the backdrop of Maui, so you've got like a tropical setting, and it just made for a super fun read that I could just picture on the beach. I'm just like, yes, this is adorable, and just a blast to read, honestly. Next is The Geography of Lost Things by Jessica Brody. This follows Allie, and Allie's father has passed away, but she's struggling to deal with it because he was very estranged. She never really got to have the relationship with him that she would have liked to. But Allie's very surprised to find that her father has left him his prized possession, his car. And Allie's family is struggling financially, and they are facing possible eviction, so she's really excited about getting this car because she knows it's worth a lot of money and she can go and sell it. But the person who has expressed interest in the car actually lives up the coast of California, and the car is a stick shift, and she doesn't know how to drive stick, but her ex-boyfriend does. So he ends up going with her to go up the coast of California. They go on this road trip, and along the way there's a really cool element because they are trying to trade up to maybe make enough money so then she won't have to sell the car. So they start with a hair elastic, and then they trade that up for something that's worth more, and then they trade that up for something that's worth more. So that was a really interesting element to the story that I wasn't expecting, and I thought this was a great road trip book. It was really about Allie learning to accept her relationship with her father and come to terms with the fact that he's gone and what that means to her and what it should mean to her. So it was a story of grief and acceptance and moving on, but it was also a story about living and going on adventures and seeing where that can take you and taking risks. So I thought it just seemed like a perfect book for a summer road trip read. Next is I See London, I See France by Sarah Mlynowski. This is such a great European travel novel. If you're just looking for something that's fun and is going to take you on a trip all around the continent, this is perfect for that. So this follows Sydney and Leela, and they have been planning this backpacking trip around Europe for ages now, and it finally is here, but things get a little bit weird when Leela's ex-boyfriend ends up showing up, and that leads to a lot of drama that Sydney just did not sign up for, but he also brought along a very hot friend, so that leads to some romance that she wasn't really expecting. But this was so fun. I had a blast following their journey and going to the different places with them. It definitely brought to mind my own backpacking trip in Europe, and it was really fun to relive that. So if you're looking for something fun and definitely very quick, then you should try this one for your vacation read. Next is Wanderlost by Jen Malone. This is another European travel story. So this follows Aubrey, and Aubrey is very much a homebody. She loves staying at home, very relatable, but her sister Elizabeth ends up getting into trouble and not being able to go to her summer job, which just so happens to be going and leading a tour group across Europe. So her sister asks her to cover for her, and she just decides to take a chance and goes to be a tour guide around Europe Europe, which she knows nothing about, but she is leading this group of elderly people around Europe, and there ends up being some sparks between her and the tour group company owner's son. That was a long sentence, but everything starts going wrong and it's absolutely chaos, but you get to go around Europe and these old people are so adorable. I love the characters, loved the romance in it, and it was just so much fun. And I feel like I don't really hear other people talk about this book, but it was really good, really quick read, and honestly just a blast. Even if you're not going on vacation, any of these books are perfect for a staycation as well, to make you feel like you're going somewhere. Next is Amy and Rodgers' Epic Detour by Morgan Matson. This is kind of similar to the geography of Lost Things, but it's also very different at the same time. But I think if you liked one, then you would probably like the other. But this is once again a road trip story, and it has tons of different things in there, which is one of the elements of it that I love. There's like playlists and then pictures from the places that they're going, and it features the main character Amy, who's moving across the country, and she has to drive a bunch of their stuff to their new home, and she isn't really comfortable driving by herself, so she ends up going with Roger, who is an old family friend of theirs. He's the one who's going to be doing the driving for her because since Amy's father died in a car accident, she isn't comfortable getting behind the wheel. So throughout the course of their road trip, they end up unpacking a lot of things, and then when they get to their destination, they unpack even more. Do you get it? Because like they're moving. Yeah, good one. I haven't read this book in so long, but I think I might be due for a reread soon. I really loved the characters and seeing them develop over the course of the novel, and following their journey both internally and externally was really fun. And the final book I want to talk about is The Loose Ends List by Carrie Firestone. This is a very different book. It's actually set on a cruise ship, but this isn't a regular cruise. It's a cruise where it is the family and loved ones of people who are dying and they are not going to make it off this ship. Like, it's hard to explain. It basically gives them the choice to die how they will. So the main character's grandmother is dying and has chosen for this to be her final voyage, and it lets them spend time together as families, and it lets them see all of these places. So you go on a journey throughout the novel, and the one thing that I didn't enjoy about it is the romance, but other than that, I love the family aspect, and I think it handled grief in a very interesting way because it still managed to be a really fun story despite that, which was very interesting. So those are all of my vacation read recommendations. I hope that you guys found something on this list, and whether you are going on vacation or you are not going on vacation, I hope that you guys have a great summer and it's warm where you are. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to click that subscribe button and then click that bell icon so you'll be notified whenever I post. I post new videos twice a week. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Bye!